With Jesse Simonton, Brent Hubbs, VolQuest.com. Jeremy Pruitt meeting the media for the final time this week before Tennessee heads to Alabama in a game that Jeremy Pruitt says you can't worry about them, you got to worry about yourself.
Yeah, that seemed to be kind of the message of the day today from Jeremy, is that all the focus is on Tennessee. They're not really worried about facing the number one team in the country, other than it's a barometer and a measuring stick for these guys that he feels like are good football players. Did say he believes this football team has a high ceiling, that they're continuing to grow week in and week out, but they haven't played their best football yet. And what's a better opportunity than going against where Jeremy reiterated more than once tonight, he thinks Alabama's the best team in the country.
Certainly Alabama has plenty of talent. Tennessee wants to be at full strength, and one of the concerns is on the injury front for Tennessee. Coach Pruitt saying that Riley Locklear likely not to play, so what do they do at right guard? And then a couple other injury things out there. Latrell Bumpus, a bit of an unknown, says Brian Maurer will be a game-time decision.
Yeah, and he kind of reiterated what we had in the notes coming out of the practice report, and I think you had even mentioned it on the board earlier today. Just because he's practicing and taking those live reps doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to be a go on Saturday, because he's not taking real bullets out here, and so the concussion protocol is a little bit different. We'll see. We'll probably have a greater indication there probably at the end of the week, Maurer's status. He did say Warren Burrell was going to be available, considering that they're going to be facing some really good receivers. They were going to need as many cornerbacks as possible, especially being thin at safety. And then Jameer Johnson, I would expect him to maybe see some snaps if he is truly available. With Riley Locklear out, we know he was a name that Jeremy mentioned as one of the right guard options. Could Trey move over to right guard and Jameer play left? He also mentioned Darnell Wright, which was a bit surprising, but it's probably going to be or Jerome Carvin probably getting the nod there to start, but could they play multiple guys?
Yeah, certainly could move Trey to right. Jameer Johnson, if he plays, is going to play on the left side because that's where he's always played, at this point. Other takeaways from today, I think it continues to feel like this team is, I don't want to say learning how to practice from an effort standpoint, but learning how to prepare to play. I think he feels more comfortable with this team, which is why he likes the ceiling for this team.
Yeah, and he's singled out a couple of guys throughout the day today. Singled out Brandon Kennedy in terms of some of the offensive line progress so far this season, noted him on the SEC teleconference. And then Austin Pope is a guy that I think they've seen real strides in. AP asked about him. He's healthier now, which is a big deal. I think that back surgery has done wonders for Pope's confidence and ability to trust his body on a game-to-game basis. And now Pruitt thinks that, perhaps he's their most effective tight end, obviously on a down-to-down basis. Perhaps instead he wants to give them the football more, which obviously they've struggled to do that to DWA thus far this year.
Certainly have. We'll see what happens with that on Saturday. But the biggest question as we close out this Wednesday and Tennessee gets ready to close out the practice week, the status of Brian Maurer. Will he play? Will he not play? Will he start? Will he not start in Tuscaloosa? We'll find out more about that as the week continues. For Jesse Simonton, I'm Brent Hubbs, VolQuest.com.